Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at some really fascinating sources, all pointing towards something powerful. It's this idea that embracing who you are, your own strengths, and maybe just as importantly, valuing the differences in others. Well, it isn't just nice, it's actually essential for, real achievement. Think of it like understanding why genuine collaboration is so much deeper than just ticking boxes on a team project. So, where does this journey start, according to our sources? It looks like it really begins with knowing yourself. Marcus Aurelius puts it pretty directly. Be true to thyself. Don't let disapproval from others push you off course, kind of like Benjamin Franklin trying different jobs to figure out his own inclination, right? Finding what clicks for you.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is how the sources almost redefine what strength even means. Like Bruce Barton describing Jesus not some weak figure, but a successful carpenter, strong, forceful even. He drove the money changers out. It highlights that embracing your actual capabilities, maybe the ones you don't always think of as strengths, physical or otherwise, that's crucial. In Eugen Sandow, the physical culture guy, he talked about cultivating the body as a sacred duty. But true strength for him meant putting your mind as well as your muscles into it. It wasn't just brute force. He even points out how men's and women's bodies develop differently when training women's muscles getting firm and round, contributing to graceful contours. But both are vital for being well-conditioned.
Right, so it's not about chasing one single, maybe masculine ideal of strength. It's about your authentic capabilities, whatever shape they take. That really shifts the perspective, doesn't it? So, okay, self-awareness is step one. Where do we go from there? How does this apply to, other people?
Well, that's exactly the next layer. Once you're grounded in your own unique foundation, it seems the next step is appreciating that others have their own unique foundations. Marcus Aurelius, again, he talks about saving yourself infinite vexation if you stop focusing on what your neighbor is doing or thinking and just focus on your own actions.
Shifting the focus inward first.
Right. Inward, then outward, but with a different perspective. Openness.
That makes sense. We even saw in an etiquette source this idea that religion itself teaches us to honor all men. Basically, the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated, courtesy from the heart. But then you have someone like John Stuart Mill arguing that, well, individuality should assert itself. He thought truth often comes from the collision of adverse opinions. That feels particularly relevant today. How do these sources suggest we handle that collision? When does adverse opinion stop being productive?
That's a really key question. The Tao Te Ching offers a perspective here. It describes the sage as someone who does not refuse anyone, and the Tao itself as something that does not favor. It just brings all things to completion. So the idea isn't necessarily agreement. It's more about engagement, maybe. Trying to understand, honoring that different perspective exists, even if you strongly disagree. You have to ask, what potential, what insight are we totally missing when we just dismiss people because they're different?
Okay, so bringing these threads together, know yourself, value others, how does that actually lead to, getting meaningful things done? Bruce Barton's observation about Jesus picking 12 men from the bottom ranks and forging this world-changing organization, it wasn't about finding clones, right?
Exactly. It was about diverse talents. And this connects to another powerful idea, that all work is worship. All useful service makes you a co-worker with the Almighty. This idea that even a higher power can never finish without the help of men. It suggests every single unique contribution is actually needed. Think about Sandow and that giant quarryman, Goliath. The guy had incredible size, exceptional proportions, but Sandow said they weren't really useful until he got specific training. Sandow helped him channel that raw, unique strength. Didn't try to make him average, but helped him refine his specific gift.
So it's about seeing and refining unique potential, not just having potential, and maybe not rejecting it just because it looks different?
Precisely. Refinement, not rejection. It's like in formal debates, the sources mention how resolving internal team disagreements about strategy is vital for winning. Those diverse viewpoints, if you channel them right, they actually make the argument stronger, not weaker.
So when we pull it all together, this deep dive really seems to show that knowing your authentic self, your unique strengths, and then coupling that with a genuinely open, non-judgmental view of what others bring to the table, well, that's the foundation.
It really is. It's recognizing that big achievements, meaningful outcomes, they're almost never down to one person or one type of person. They're more like a rich tapestry woven from all these different individual threads, each one necessary.
So thinking about your own life, what stands out to you about how your strengths and the unique strengths of the people around you could weave an even more vibrant future if they were truly seen and valued?